Shabbat Shalom, everyone. I'm Rabbi Benjamin Zober, and I am so excited to welcome you all to Shabbat here at Temple Sinai. Welcome to all of you who are here in person. People are coming out of the woodwork, out of the loft, and all sorts of places. And welcome, of course, to everyone, all of my friends and family out there in internet land. Hello, Shabbat Shalom. We are praying this evening, as we usually do, out of Mishkan T'filah. If you are online and you need a copy of our virtual siddur, you can find the up-to-date virtual siddur at sinaireno.org/siddur. It will have everything you need in it, maybe more. I don't know. And no paper cuts. That's really one of the benefits. If you are present here, I hope that you have a prayer book. If not, please feel free to grab one in the back so you can follow along and keep me honest in all that I do here. All right. Well, without much further ado, let's get to it. We turn to page 6. And we will read at the top of the page. We enter this sanctuary to welcome Shabbat. Within these walls, we sit surrounded by numberless generations. Our ancestors built the synagogue as a visible sign of God's presence in their midst. Throughout our long history and our endless wanderings, it has endured, a beacon of truth, love, and justice for all humanity. Its presence guided our ancestors to lives of righteousness, holding up to them a vision of their truest selves. Now we, in our turn, come into this sanctuary to affirm the sacredness of our lives. May we enter this place in peace. May holiness wrap around us as we cross its threshold. Weariness, doubt, the flaws within our human hearts, the harshness of the weak, let these drop away at the door. In the brightness of Shabbat, let peace settle upon us as we lift our hearts in prayer. At this time, I am honored to invite up Ellie Cohen, and I'm guessing that's her chauffeur, to light our Shabbat candles. Efo At, where are you? Yes. Thank you, Ami, for being right on that. Well, see, well, while what's that? Why do we like? It's in the book. That's why. Okay. Well, this was well. All right. Look, we have two, one for remembrance and one for observance. And there's the story of there are two angels that go around on Shabbat and look to see if people are celebrating Shabbat. And there's one that is sort of the angel for everything being as it should and peaceful and loving, and the other one for everything being chaos. And when they look into the homes, if everything is wonderful and great, the one that favors chaos is forced to say the blessing, may it be like this the other every week. And then the same is true when it's chaos. The one who hopes for a little more peace is obligated to say that same blessing. So sometimes we have a little bit of each. Go ahead. Amen. Thank you both. All right. Well, let's continue our welcome of Shabbat with some songs. We'll begin on page 10 with Hine Ma Tov. Hine ma tovu manaim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achot kam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achot kam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achot gam yachad. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadarai, yadadadadadadai. Hine ma tov, hine ma tov. Yadarai, yadadadadadadai. Am I going to have to separate you two?
Well, I was actually noticing that we talked about Hayim and Hayot and saying, did you notice that? And he said yes. So we were actually specifically talking about what was going on upstairs.
Oh, you're paying attention. Okay. Oh, that's
So maybe
that's
you
never
want to
good.
try that.
And David was never invited back.
Yes.
No, I think that's fair. I know you're never making trouble, Mara. This is good. No, this is worthy. So because this is somewhere where we depart from the text and something that we've added in, that Achim is brothers. And without going into too many details of the idiosyncrasies of Hebrew grammar and all of that, it can be brothers, and then it's that sort of thing where it can also be brothers and sisters, where one guy and a bunch of girls, it gets the guy thing, but it doesn't work the other way. So to offer a little bit of parody, or a little bit of parody with an IT, not an ODY, a little bit of I have to be clear. I'm sure the closed captions that people put on the auto text have screwed that up. But to offer a little bit of balance, a little bit of nuance, we say achot, which is sisters. So that way we sort of have that a little bit more inclusion in the way that we do that. And of course, that's not the full extent of it, but it's just a little bit that we can do within the scope of the song. And obviously, because it's not written there, I get it. I remember to do it, let's say 75% of the time. So whatever your percentage is, if you want to observe that same thing, all is welcome, because we're all trying in our way to speak to everyone's humanity and make everyone feel welcome and good, especially in this special space. So thank you for that digression. And that was a nice save. I can read your lips. I know what you're really talking about, but it's fine. Continuing on to the very next song, let's do Maya Fe Hayom, which I don't think has any different lyrics. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Okay, and we will now turn to page 20 for Lecha Dodi. As is our tradition, we will be singing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. And I do hope you will sing loud, because as Tova has mentioned to me, it's not so easy to play an instrument and sing at the same time. So any help at drowning out my mistakes would be much appreciated in this. I also discovered when I got here that this ukulele and this suit are very slick. So it was slowly going down while I was doing it. We'll see how that goes. It worked really well with the kids in Touch About, where the songs are short. We'll see how it goes here with things that are a little bit longer. Yiddy-di-di-di-di. Yiddy-di-di-di-di-di. Yiddy-di-di-di-di-di. Ya-di-di. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Shamor v'zachor b'diburecha Ishmi'anu el Am Yuchad. Adonai echad, Shmo echad, Shemo tiferet v'letchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nilcha. Ki mekor habracha. V'rosh mikadem nesucha. Sof ma'aseh b'mal t'filah. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Hitoreri, ki ba'orech kumi uri. Uri, shir daberi, vod Adonai alai nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Go'i v'shalom ateret bala. Gam b'simcha u'tola. Tochem u'nei yam segula. Bo'i kala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. Lecha dodi likrat kala. P'nei Shabbat Kabbalat. B'vakasha לשבת. We turn to page 26 and we continue together with the Chatzi Cadish. Yitkara v'yitkara shemei Rabah v'yalma divrach urute v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei kol beit Yisrael bagala uvizman kariv v'meru amen. Yehei shmei Rabah mevorach le'alam v'al me'omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar, v'yitale, v'yithalal, shmei dekudesha barichu, leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, damihiran ve'alma, v'meru, amen. We turn to page 28, and I invite you to rise in body or in spirit for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamevorach Baruch Adonai Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed Hamevorach Hamevorach Leolam Vaed. We turn to page 30 and we read together the English. Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzivaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, Hamariv Aravim. We continue with Ahavat Olam, page 32. Ahavat Olam, Bet Yisrael, Amcha Ahavta, Amcha Ahavta, Torah u'mitvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadata, Otanu limadata. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokmenu, v'kumenu nasiach bechukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'v'mitzvotecha leolam va'ed. Ki hem chayenu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nage yomam v'layla, v'yahavatcha al tasir, mimenu leolamim. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael, Ohev Amo Yisrael. We continue with the Shema, page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto לעולם ועד. B'vakasha לשבת. We continue on the very next page with V'ahavta. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'kol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha V'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvrechtecha v'derech u'shokbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem mi'eretz Mitzrayim Lihiot lachem lelohim, ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem emet. We turn to the top of page 39, and we read alternating the paragraphs. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha can be found on the very next page. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai da 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 da. Micha mocha ba'elim Adonai, Micha mocha nehedar b'kodesh, Nora tehilot osefele, Nora tehilot osefele. Malchutecha ra'uvanecha, Bokei ayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Zelianu ve'amru, Zelianu ve'ameru, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed. V'nemar kifar Adonai et Yaakov, Ugalo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Kal Yisrael. We read together at the top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up, waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haparei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim. I think you know what's coming next. We turn to the next page for Vishamru. Right. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, od hi leolam, od hi leolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat. Woo! La'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim Asaronai, Asaronai, et hashemayim, v'et haaretz, v'shamru, b'nei Yisrael, et hashabat, woo, la'asot, et hashabat, ledorotam berit olam. Ubayom hashvi'i, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, v'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, woo, la'asot et ha-Shabbat ledorotam berit olam. Yeah. Well, okay. I think it's safe to say that we are properly warmed up and ready for the Amidah, which begins on page 46. I invite you to please rise. Adonai sefatai titach ufi agita ilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei avotenu, imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor, V'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Hasadim Tovim, V'Konei HaKol, V'Zocher Chastei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei B'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham Ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata Gibor Leolam Adonai, Mechaye Hakol Ata Rav Lehoshia, Mashiv Haruach Umorid Hagashem, Mechalkel Chaim Bechesed, Mechaye Hakol Berachamim Rabim, Sohomet Noflim Verofech Olim, Umatir Asurim, Umkayem Emunato, Ishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Givurot, Umidom Elach, Melech Memit, Umechaye, Umatmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'hachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, U'kadoshim b'chol yom yelucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh. We continue silently to page 62. Please be seated when you are finished or when you feel ready. All years ago, I can be found on page 61. Hey, oh, 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 hey, hey, oh, oh, hey. Years ago, yeah, boy, no, you may do, no, years ago, boy, no, you may do, hey, oh, 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 hey, oh, 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 hey, no, yes, I go, yeah, boy, no, you may do, oh, near Hama. No, yes, I go, yeah, boy, no, you may do, oh, near Hama. Hey, oh, 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 hey, oh, 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 We turn at this time to Seder Kriyat Torah, our Torah service this evening. We begin with a reading in the middle of page 245. Assemble the people, men, women, and children, and the strangers in your cities to hear, to learn, to revere Adonai your God, to observe faithfully the words of this Torah, and let their children who do not yet know it hear, that they too may learn to revere Adonai your God. At this time, it is my honor to invite up Wills to open our Ark and Sagit to carry our Torah. We turn to page 246. Bavakasha lakum, please rise. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah. Udevar Adonai Merushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah Torah Le'amo Yisrael B'kedushato Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Echad Eloheinu Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh Shemo, Gadlul Adonai Iti, Uneromamo Shemo Yachtav, Lecha Adonai Hagadula, V'hagivura, V'hatiferet, V'hanetzach, V'hahod. Ki kol bashamayim uvaretz, ki kol bashamayim uvaretz. Lacha Adonai hamamlacha, yamit naseh lekol erod. Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Al Shlosha Devarim, Haolam Omed, Al HaTorah, Ve'al HaVodah, Ve'al Gimilut Chasadim, Al HaTorah, Ve'al HaVodah, Ve'al Gimilut Chasadim. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Thank you so much. Thank you both. Bavakasha Lashevet. For our Aliyah this evening, it is my honor to invite up John Luis Gomez. Ya'amod Yochanan Shuvu La'aliyah HaTorah.
Baruch et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'tanan lanu et Torato. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Vayera Elav Adonai Belone Mamre Vahu Yoshev Petach HaOchel Kahom Hayom Vayisa Enav Vayar Vahine Shlosha Anashim Nitzavim Alav Vayara Vayarutz Likratam Mipetach HaOhel Vayishtachu Arza Vayomer Adoni Imna Matzati Chen Be'enecha Elna Ta'avor Me'al Avdecha Yukach Na Me'al Mayim Virachatzu Raglechem Vahishanu Tachat Ha'etz Va'ekcha Patlechem V'sadu Libchem Achar Ta'avoru Ki Al Kain Avartem Al Avdachem Vayomru Kain Ta'asu Ka'asher Dibarta.
Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chaye olam nata betochenu. Baruch Ata Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yashar Koach. We have a blessing for you. Misha Berak Avotenu v'Yimotenu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless you. As you have come up to the Torah in honor of God and Torah, may you merit from the Holy One of blessing protection, rescue from any trouble or distress, and from any illness, minor or serious. May God send blessing and success in your every endeavor, together with all Israel. And let us say, Amen. Amen. We turn our thoughts at this time to those in our community who need a little bit of healing, whether of body or of mind or of spirit. At this time, we are thinking of Kevin Ashton, Avraham Leib ben Yehaskal Fischel, Kathy Bartlett, Tracy Bartlett, Batya Ta'ali, Nava Brenner, Laura Cohen, Megan Carney Cranmer, Sabrina Doty, Jim Eaglesmith, Stephen Gould, Marlene Harris, Pam Hendricks, Hinda Churnia Bat Marjorie, Kay Del Carmen Holly, Ron Kamen, Renee Kerr, Madeline Naub, Letitia Kruger, John Lutzker, Jason Matthews, James Miller, Harav Miriam Yael Chaya Batsara, Tim Ober, Claire Petersky, Tony Petty, Carol Pevney, the Ramirez Morgan family, Judy Ramos, Ken Rich, Sarah Bat Chava, Harav Sarah Bat Yisrael V'Shoshana, Chaya Schwartz, Shlomi Chalet, Chris Stanton, Vanessa Wagner, Yitzchak Ben Yisrael, Asher Zelech, Zal. We offer prayers for everyone who is in a place that could use peace and comfort and healing on this Shabbat. If there are other names that you wish to share, I invite those of you who are online to put those names in the comments. And if you are present, I invite you to share those names when my hand sweeps over the room.
Michael Martin.
Juan Ariano Ornelas.
Al Taylor. Robert Luciano. Stuart Alderman.
Our song of healing is found on page 253. It is Debbie Friedman's Misha Beirach. Please join me. Misha Beirach Avotenu Mekor HaBrecha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishe Beirach Imotenu Mekor HaBrecha Li'avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. At this time, all right, okay. Oh, wonderful. It is my great pleasure to invite up David and Mara Langer to lift and dress our Torah. We turn to page 252, and I invite you to please rise. Professionals.
What's that?
Vazot HaTorah Asher Sam Moshe Livnei Bnei Yisrael Al Pi Adonai Ve'ad Moshe Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Yai Dai 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 Dai
I only have during the time of the song. It's a lot of fun.
We can keep going. Yeah, it's yai dai dai, so we can do that all day long.
I thought you were going to do another round of it.
We turn to page 257. We alternate paragraphs. When Torah entered the world, freedom entered it. The whole Torah exists only to establish peace. Its highest teaching is love and kindness. What is hateful to you, do not do to any person. That is the whole Torah. All the rest is commentary. Go and learn it. Those who study Torah are the true guardians of civilization, honoring one another, doing acts of kindness, and making peace. These are our highest duties. But the study of Torah is equal to them all because it leads to them all. Let us learn in order to teach. Let us learn in order to do. Page 256. Eitz chaim hi lemachazikim ba v'tomchecha ve'ushar teracheha darchei noam v'chol nativotecha shalom. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Cadish, Cadish Yameinu Cadish Yameinu Thank you. Thank you both very much. Yashar Koach on that incredible Hagbah. B'vakasha Rashevet. What are we saving the good China for? The Pulitzer Prize winning writer Connie Schultz writes about this very question. She writes, I'd inherited a china cabinet that once belonged to my paternal grandmother. For decades, it sat in the dining room in my childhood home, the only piece of furniture my parents considered valuable. We called it the china cabinet, even though for all of the 43 years of their marriage, it never held a single piece of china. We were a working class family, and any money my parents could spare went into savings accounts for our college educations. But over the years, I filled it. At first, I added pieces from shopping excursions undertaken during my single mother days. Lenox Christmas wine glasses from TJ Maxx and mismatched pieces of antique Limoges china that I found at vintage shops and garage sales. I married my husband in 2004, and after his mother died, we received her complete set of wedding china. Finally, the china cabinet had earned its name. Seldom, though, did I use its beautiful dishes. Stacks of vintage linens from my single mother excursions were also barely touched. Bless you. Napkins and tablecloths, some of them white or soft cream, a favorite painted in shades of purple, green, and blue, sat stacked in cabinets and drawers for all but 3 or 4 days of the year. What was I waiting for? I use all of them now, on a weekly basis. I knew I was onto something the first time I set the table with them for a simple weeknight supper with a few friends. Sue walked up to the table and ran her finger along the rim of a china plate. What's the special occasion? She asked. You are, I said, gesturing to her and the other 3 women sitting down at the table. What are we saving the good china for? Abraham sat at the entrance of his tent as the day got hot. Looking up, he saw 3 figures approaching. Perceiving this, he ran from the entrance of the tent to greet them. He bowed to them. He brought them water. He washed their feet and had them sit in the shade of the trees. Then he ran back into his tent and told Sarah to make cakes from the good flour. He went into the field and selected a calf, which was made into a meal alongside curds and milk. That's how you welcome a guest. Abraham found what, in fact, he was saving the good china for. Did I mention that Abraham had also just a few days earlier circumcised himself? It makes his running literally to greet them a whole lot more impressive. The question for us is why? Why does Abraham go to such lengths for these strange visitors? Abraham was no fool. Abraham knew an angel when he saw one. In our tradition, angels are not earthly beings with gentle wings and halos. They are terrifying creatures covered in eyes. One would assume if such a creature was approaching, Abraham would have known immediately. I suspect these angels came in disguise. Still, Abraham figured out that these messengers were divine, and a result to be given the best treatment. He washed their feet and did all of those things, sitting them in the shade, bringing them all of the fancy things to eat. And because of his hospitality, the messengers informed him that Sarah would soon become pregnant. Perhaps this takes a little bit of luster off of Abraham's act. Did he show the visitors kindness because he knew they were divine and because he expected a reward? To read it that way leaves me a bit cold. And did he know who they were? Many of the commentators get all flustered reading that the visitors ate, because as we all know, angels don't eat. So what was happening? Either they were not angels or they pretended to eat, of course. Like a child hiding their vegetables under the plate. Who did these guys think they were fooling? Abraham knew. And if not, there is a 0% chance that they could put one over on Sarah. But maybe truly Abraham did not know who these visitors were. Maybe like Ms. Schultz, that was how he treated any visitor. The Reform movement has embraced what we call audacious hospitality. And it draws from this interaction in its inspiration. Like Abraham, we are told that we should welcome all into our spaces. We welcome people, hopefully at a bare minimum, with a smile and kindness. But audacious hospitality takes it further to what President of the URJ, Rick Jacobs, describes as an ongoing invitation to be part of a community. That is why we try to greet everyone enthusiastically and warmly when they come. It is why we encourage everyone to come to the Oneg, to meet people, to connect, to eat, to celebrate. It is as Abraham would have done, although regrettably, unlike Abraham, to my knowledge, we have never served hot tongue sandwiches at any of our Onegs. It is written in the Talmud that hospitality to wayfarers is greater than welcoming the divine presence. Why might that be? It is not hard to understand why we should welcome people, to be friendly to strangers. 37 times the Torah tells us to welcome the stranger. Where Hillel's key message was, if I am not for myself, who is for me? If I am only for myself, what am I? If not now, when? At the same time, Shammai's was, make your study of Torah a fixed practice, speak little but do much, and receive all people with a pleasant countenance. We were strangers, wanderers, fugitives, refugees, and exiles. We know what it is to need hospitality. Not too many verses back, we read that Abraham and Sarah fled to Egypt because of a famine. They knew what it felt like to be desperate for a stranger's kindness. It had to have shaped them and how they received anyone who came into their tent. This is a story that does not take place at a crossroads or in a city. It happens under some trees, somewhere out in the desert. Whether they were men or angels, Abraham offered them food and drink. Abraham knew how important it was to make sure that the people in his care had enough. He had the means and the power, and was so dedicated to ensuring that everyone who was taken care of, he literally ran to do it. Does he do it because he knows they are powerful emissaries of the divine? Does he do it because they are guests, and that's just what you do? Either way, he goes out of his way to care for them and feed them, whoever they were. They were what he was saving the good china for. We live in the desert, not quite like Abraham and Sarah. We have abundance and resources beyond their wildest dreams, and yet we still have people in need. We still have people that come to our door. People still travel great distances, often perilous ones or exhausting ones. People still need to be welcomed and cared for. People are still in need. People are still hungry. People still need our hospitality. If we do not know what everyone needs, we still greet them as royalty. We give them every honor. All the more so for those whose story we do know. The stories of flights from danger, stories of desperation and loneliness, stories of thirst and hunger. They come to us. Part of Abraham's audacious hospitality was that he went out to the visitors, not waiting for them to come to him. Well, we know there are people who need us. So we must be like Abraham and Sarah in our hospitality to them. And we must go out. Otherwise, what are we saving the good china for? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
At this time, it is my honor to invite Shauna Huckabee up to open our ark. We turn to page 282, the bottom of the page, and I invite you to please rise. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 285. Let the time not be distant, O God, when all shall turn to you in love, when corruption and evil shall give way to integrity and goodness, when superstition shall no longer enslave the mind, nor idolatry blind the eye. O may all created in your image become one in spirit and one in friendship, forever united in your service. Then shall your realm be established on earth, and the word of your prophet fulfilled. Adonai will reign forever and ever. Page 287. V'nemar v'haya Adonai l'melech al kol haaretz bayom hahu. Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo, u'shemo, u'shemo echad. Thank you so much. You may be seated. It is a fearful thing to love what death can touch. A fearful thing to love, hope, dream, to be, and oh, to lose. A thing for fools, this, and a holy thing to love. For your life has lived in me. Your laugh once lifted me. Your word was gift to me. To remember this brings a painful joy. 'Tis a human thing, love, a holy thing, to love what death has touched. We think now of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. At this time, we remember Louise Ohayon, Helen Gordon, Ernie Kuntz, Michael Schifrin, Justin Friedlander, Michael McGraw, James Clower, Herbert Gordon, Vivian Morgan, Les Cohen, Martha Gould, Alvina Geiger, Frederick Andres, Marilyn Hilborn, Neil J. Rosen, Eve Lubling, Terry Sayez, Flora Alderman, Horitsur Cohen, Patricia Solomon, Kimberly Lane, Arlene Kolber, Joan Seidel, Evelyn Giles. And on this Shabbat, we commemorate the yard sites of Hazel Dumas, Marcia Epstein, Thomas Leschendock, Mary Jane Ludwig, Irv Grossman, Setsuko Olenichek, Ilsa Rosenfeld Weinberg, Henry Hank Froelich, Jenny Leventhal, Francis R. Altman, Peter M. Burns, Ida Finkelstein, Ida Friedman, Kenneth Liebman, and Beatrice Sparrow. If there are other names that you wish to share again online, I invite you to put those names in the comments. And if you are present, please share those names as my eyes meet yours.
Carson Henry.
Juan Melendez.
Irene Roland Schoenberger.
Cadish Yatom can be found on page 294. If it is your custom, I invite you to please rise at this time. Yit Gadal, V'yit Gadash, Shemei Rabah, V'alma Divra, Chirute, V'yamlich Malchute, V'chayachon, V'yomechon, V'chaye Dekol Beit Yisrael, V'agala, V'zman, Kariv, V'imru, Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevarach Le'olam U'mei Almaya Yitbarach V'ishtabach V'pa'ar V'tromam V'yitnaseh V'tadar V'taleh V'talal Shmei Dekudesha Barichu Le'ela Min Kol Birchata V'shirata Tushbachata V'nechemata Tamiran B'alma V'imru Amen. Yehi Shlama Rabba Min Shemaya V'chaim Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom Bimromav. Hu Ya'aseh Shalom Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael V'imru Amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all who mourn, to which we say, Amen. B'vakasha l'shevet. Who do I have for announcements this evening? We have so many board members in the building. It's great. Is this competing? Like,
I'm hovering for something else. You do that.
oh, okay, all right. Get out of the way. I don't want to get in the middle of this.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
We had a fabulous potluck, and I think we're going to have a fabulous Oneg. I'm going to jump ahead and thank Howard and Elissa for hosting tonight on the occasion, no, not quite occasion, of their wedding anniversary. Congratulations.
Mazel tov.
Mazel tov. Thank you to Rabbi Ben for leading. We'll do the Simatos maybe. Yeah. Thank you for leading, for chanting Torah. Thanks to Laura for greeting, and thank you to Noel for doing the live stream. As usual, if we are in need of Torah chanters and live stream texts, if it's a fun extra thing you can do. I today I have been busy bullying people into doing fun extra things, and it's been very successful. So I'm hoping that works too. All right, so tomorrow at 10 a.m. we have our Torah study class via Zoom. Tova and I recently had a wonderful opportunity to talk to some of the people from the class. It really is a very special thing that we have here. If you are not familiar, you should check it out. And then now I think this is this is correct. At 2 p.m. tomorrow, we have the exhibit of ancient Judaica books at UNR. So for those who don't know, a couple of old siddurim were found in I think somewhere in Virginia City?
Virginia City.
It was Virginia City. The owner who found them brought them to our temple as a donation. After we had our very own Elspeth Olsen, an archivist and board member, inspect them and verify sort of their authenticity and value, we donated them to the UNR Special Collection. And they're being officially welcomed into that special collection at UNR at 2 p.m. tomorrow. So that should be a really interesting time if you like seeing old things. They might let us take a look back there. Right. So that's tomorrow. Moving on, we have our regular stuff. We have Sinai School on Sunday. This week we have a parents' schmooze, and also we have a Purim Spiel rehearsal. Is it the very first one?
It is our first one, yeah.
The very first Purim Spiel rehearsal. So for those who don't know, Rabbi Ben is an auteur, an artiste, and he comes up with the most uproariously silly Purim Spiels every year. I think, how many do you have on the go at any given time? 3, 4 things that you're noodling on? Yeah. So if you have any vague acting interest, even if you have no acting chops whatsoever, there's always a role available. They're always a hoot. And we're starting on this Sunday at 3 o'clock. Moving on ahead, we have on Tuesday, I think, is that our first Hebrew level 3 class?
No, they've been meeting.
They've been meeting?
Weeks now, yeah.
Okay, so we have Hebrew level 3 for folks who want to upskill.
If you're interested, if you are saying, oh, I'm not a level 3 type person, I'm 0, 1, or 2, please let us know because we will be offering. We will sort of start the cycle over again with 1, and then everyone who is either already there or who graduates through that onto 2, and then you also can go on to 3 and
converse.
Yeah.
Moving on Wednesday, we have the Temple Board meeting, which is open to all members. Anyone can just rock up. The Zoom link is always in the bulletin. And then on Thursday, November 13th, we have Torah for Tots. And then I want to make sure to call out on Friday, November the 14th, we will be having one of our closed for Shabbat dinner events. So there will be no Friday night service next week. There will, however, still be a 6 p.m. Shabbat potluck dinner. And that's for folks. So we encourage people to host Shabbat dinner in their homes with friends, but for folks who would like to have Shabbat dinner here, we'll be doing that, but there won't be a service. What there will be is a Shabbat morning service the next day at 10 o'clock, right? So now we're doing this thing where I think it's once a month. No, once every 2 months?
The future dates to be determined.
Okay, dates TBD. We will be having Friday night closed for Shabbat dinner.
Emails so
right.
You know what's happening.
And then Shabbat morning service.
Does that mean no Torah study on the 15th?
I believe that means no Torah study, yes.
Thank you.
Right, so I think we're going to do this something like 4 to 6 times a year. And then moving on, the next special thing that we have, Thursday, November 20th, we have a interfaith Thanksgiving service. And actually on Tuesday, November 18th, we have a Crafter Schmooze. And then we're back to it on Friday, November the 21st, where we have a service with Oneg hosted by Rabbi Myra. And then things kind of get back into line after that. Toby, do you want to throw something in?
I do. I want to jump in. Thank you. So something that's not in our announcements, because this is coming from Jewish Nevada, although we are included. So I do want to make sure to share. So this evening we have a special guest. We have our Shishanim, so Gur, who's visiting us from Israel. This is his gap year. He just graduated high school 4 months ago. And he is here tonight for our community to get to know him and to answer some of our burning questions about what it's like being a young person living in Israel. What is his exchange experience coming here? So that'll be tonight at the Oneg. We'll have a chance to meet our new friend and get some questions answered. And then he's also doing some programming tomorrow, particularly if you have young people in your life at Temple Emmanuel. And I'm looking at Mara so she can make sure I'm not butchering anything. So kind of a youth Shabbat program at Temple Emmanuel tomorrow will be done for the kids. It's like a trip to Israel is how they're framing it. And then is it the river school is that same afternoon? And then as you may have children in your life that are progressively older, there's adjusted programming for them as well. So at the beautiful river school, which is kind of off of Mayberry Park area, is where there'd be programming for 10 to 13-year-olds and then 14 to 18-year-olds. And those are later in the... And 6. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. My thing right here doesn't have the 6 to 9. Perfect. So 6 to 9, is that at 2:30 for the 6 to 9? Something like that. Mara's here from Jewish Nevada. She would love to get those exact times for you if you're interested. So I just wanted you all to know that we had that little extra programming happening tonight at the Oneg. We're going to let everybody do Cadish and enjoy the beautiful food provided by Elissa and Howard. And then within that, we're going to pivot a little bit and meet our new friend from Israel. So thank you guys so much.
Thank you, Tova. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Mara, for pinch hitting from the cheap seats there. Thank you, Laura, for greeting and getting honors. And of course, thank you, all of you, for being here and helping us begin our day of rest with friends and family and some good cheer. So, since I'm all that's standing between us and the Oneg, let's get to our closing number. Let's do Yedid Nefesh, which can be found on page 332. Yadi nefesh av harachaman meshok avdecha el retzonecha yarut avdecha kemo aya yishtachave umo hadarecha Ya'erav lo yedidutecha meno vetzuf vechotam Yedadai yedadai Hadur na'eh ziv ha'olam nafshi cholat avatecha ana ha'elna rifana la be'arola noam zivcha אל תתחזק ותתרפא, והייתה לה שמחת עולם. Yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai 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 rai, yadarai rai rai, yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai 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 rai, yadarai rai rai, yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai rai rai, yadarai rai 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 rai, yadarai rai rai. ותקיימו נרחמך וחוסנה על בנובך, כי זה כמה נכסוף נשבתי לראות תפארת עוזך. אנא אלי חמדה ליבי, חוסנה ואנא תצלם. ידעי די די די, ידעי די די די, ידעי די 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 די, ידעי די די, ידעי די די די, ידעי די די די. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Yada da 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 da. Higalena ufros havivi alai et sukat shelomecha. Ta'ir eretz mikvodecha, nagila v'nismecha bach, maherahu ki b'moed, v'chonenu ki me'olam. Yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da da da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da 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 da, yada da da da. Shabbat shalom, everyone.